that's the way it made me do it. Good morning, everybody. We've had a nice little snow last night here in Kansas City, and the feeders are been really hopping. I went out and cleaned them off a bit so the birds could get to them easier, and the birds are just now starting to filter back in from me being out there. There's a lot of house finches. There's a Carolina wren there on the left side of that tube feeder. See if I can zoom in a little bit on him. He's so cute. The house finches are really busy, and the juncos have really come in, visiting in on especially the millet sprays that I have down on the ground. You're gonna have to forgive us on this, on the camera angle. We're doing a lot of weird things with the camera this morning. Yeah, we are using the iPhone to go live. There's the Carolina wren on the right hand side with the male and female house finches coming in. We have another feeder here to the left. This feeder that they're feeding on has Nutrisaf in it, and they are loving it. And yes, the squirrels can get to it, but they're not coming. There's the heated bird bath just to the right. The house finch just landed on the pole there. I'm going to pan back a little bit this way to have another aspect finch feeder here with the black tie mix in it, which is the fine sunflower chips and Niger. And then further to the left, I don't know that I can get there from here, is, oh yeah, I can, there it is. That is a Veracraft log feeder that's decorated like bark on the outside, looks like that, and it's got medium sunflower chips in it. And then in the table in the foreground here, there are millet sprays on it and some loose millet on it for the juncos, like that. So it's starting to pick back up from the, like I said, I kind of spooked them all when I went out and cleaned off the snow because it was pretty thick on them this morning. Welcome in, Amanda. I don't know if you got any of this storm or not. I know that
she says they're getting this weather next Monday.
Yeah, they're calling for more snow this weekend, I think, here in our area. So another front's going to be coming through. I think it looks like we got about 4 inches total. It's hard to say for sure with it blowing like it is. Got a lot of wind.
It's currently 31 snow and wind.
Hi, Ellie. Yeah, Alex, they really are. Yeah, it's not a brutally cold storm, that's for sure. If it had been cold enough yesterday, all the snow we got that just really didn't mount to anything, it was melting when it got to the ground. I think we'd probably have 8-10 inches by now, but the temperatures just kept hovering right around 34 all day yesterday. Yeah, I can see the comments.
Okay, good, I thought it was good. So my name, Alex says he's in northwest Iowa, lots of snow, usual birds, foxes, house sparrows, junkers, downs, red-billed woodpeckers. Told him about our red-billed this morning.
Yeah, we're, Carrie just called her, it's gonna go and try to see what the conditions are like at the store today to see if we can, open. Maybe told her we probably try to open late at least until they get the parking lot good and straight. And she's gonna call me, let me know what the road situation's like. I don't know if any of you guys have been out and,
Okay, for whatever reason on my end, it's buffering. That's weird.
oh, Blue Jay came in and got him a peanut and scared everybody off there. I put some in-shell peanuts along the deck railing. Oh, the male cardinals come in. A lot of house finches. They do brighten up a dreary, snowy day, don't they? They are beautiful. There's nothing quite like it, especially when you're stuck at home. They really do have to make you smile. Their whole world is definitely covered in snow this morning.
Still, Mikey said that's beautiful, the birds look awesome in the snow.
Sydney monitoring my feeder sharp sheds, red-shouldered, and Cooper swooping in multiple times a day. Wow, you do have a lot of predator activity there. The old house where we lived, just moved from, we had a Coopers that hunted our yard regularly and sharp shins in winter, but I have not seen either of those yet in this yard because we've only been here about 3 weeks or so. But we do see the red-shouldered. He hunts the open areas all around us. So see him, but I've never seen him here in the back in the bird feeding area. There you go. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They'll find it. I'm telling you, they're in survival mode this morning here. They do pop. I tell you that it's so funny. Questions we'll get a lot, Steel Monkey, is that they when we'll get people saying, "Are the Cardinals brighter this time of year?" Because they really just do stand out against that snow. It just makes them look so bright. I'm gonna try to pan down. There's something going on here. I'd love you to see it. I love the Juncos. Be patient as the photo comes down. Sorry for all that. And I'm gonna try to tilt the phone forward. If I can. And of course, to do all that, he leaves. I had a Junco down here, that little millet spray I've got dangling from the bottom of the table, a little protected from the snow, and the Junco was biting on that, and it was bouncing up and down. I was hoping to catch that, but oh, there he comes. Down, hopefully he comes back. There he is. They love picking off those little pieces of millet. Yes, stress will have a lot to do with that, jockey picker. And also, of course, natural food. And if in the fall, especially, there's lots of nuts and acorns available to woodpeckers, and hickory nuts and things like that. And they do store a lot of those. And until conditions get more stressful on them, and where you're at, I don't know what your winter's been like so far. A lot of times that does take a while for the birds to really need the nuts, the peanuts. That a lot of times typically the peanut season doesn't really get going until about December or when the weather gets harsh. That's for sure. So it may be. My guess is with winter coming in now, you'll get a lot more activity on the chickadees come in on the Nutrisaf. You'll get a lot more activity now, I suspect. Boy, those chickadees like to come in and grab a seed and leave, don't they? Take them over somewhere else to crack them open. Carolina, oh, tufted titmouse now, where the chickadee was. Another chickadee, Carolina wren on the deck in front of him. I love the Carolina wrens. They're so cute. You can see that long pointy beak is so good for probing into crevices and finding insects, especially spiders that are trying to overwinter. That gets harder to do in the snow, so they love to pick up little pieces of peanuts and the sunflower chips, and I should make up some peanut butter and cornmeal because that's what they truly love in the winter months. Tufted titmouse and the wren on the feeder. Chickadee. Yeah, they're busy this morning. Yeah, titmice are truly an oak-dependent species. So, depending upon the habitat, they do tend to be in areas where there's at least mixed hardwoods with lots of oaks. But oak hickory forests are definitely their preferred areas. They love peanuts, no doubt about it. Melanie is feeling a bit better, although she still has the cough, and I think that's going to linger for a while, and still tired. So it's COVID is not a pleasant experience for sure. But she haven't heard her coughing as much this morning, so hopefully that's a step in the right direction. Yeah, the chickadees are one of my brother's favorites. You know, of course, his were Carolina chickadees where he were in North Carolina, but same thing. They do come in and grab a seed and fly away. Oh, Mr. Blue Jays come back and get another peanut. They love their peanuts in the shell. Whether he'll open that up and eat it or bury it somewhere, you never know. There comes a robin in the trees above the feeders. If that robin's going to come down here and check things out. You know, robins aren't naturals. They don't eat seed. But they can actually, you know, like hull the seed. You'll see them every so often, but mainly they're looking for fruit in the winter. And of course, insects under the leaf litter, if they can get in underneath, find some hibernating insects. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the channel. They call you Snow White. I love that. Yeah, I mean, you know, people would say, "Oh, you must be getting old. You like birds." Well, I got old in college because that's when I fell in love with them. And what we're seeing at the store, you know, over the years is we've seen a younger age demographic, people really getting and enjoying the birds, and it is people just don't understand how much joy you get from feeding the birds and how much they bring to us. Yeah, in-shell peanuts could be a mess. Steel monkey. I had a neighbor, but where we lived for about 10 years when we first owned the store, and he was a brick salesman, and everything he had was brick. You know, his house, his patio, everything. And one day he asked me at the fence, he said, "Do you know where those Blue Jays go with those peanuts after they get them from your feeder?" He said, "They come to my brick patio and crack them open. I walk out and I think I'm at a Royals baseball game because there's peanut shells on this brick patio." So yes, they do make a mess with the hulls, but gosh, they love them. Absolutely, you know, Alex. That's whenever we ask people, you know, how they started bird watching. So many times there's a person in their past, a grandmother or a mother or father or uncle or somebody that had feeders when they were young and drew their attention. And as they got older, there's a huge flock of birds flying over right now. And then get a look at them. I'm not sure what they were. Um, but yes, there's usually that common thread in the past. You know, mine. I love looking at birds. You know, I was a Boy Scout and spent a lot of time in the nature area, and I love snakes and everything. I liked birds, but it wasn't until college whenever my eyes really opened to them, and of course learning about them helped so much. So, but they are absolutely the best. Jan's had to clear your feet at 6:30 this morning. Wow, at least 6 inches where you're at. Excellent. I know you're just over in Kansas, aren't you? Jan's Art, I think. Brambleberry, love your channel too. You live in Maine? Welcome. Oh, big snowstorm on Sunday. Slate juncos are all around. So sweet. Eastern bluebirds too. Yes, you know, in winter, that's good to have bluebirds that far north in winter. That is a big surprise. They're going to need that open water if you can provide it. Oh, Belton. Okay, you're in Belton, Jensler. Okay. The Bird Merit Badge for Scouts. Excellent. We had the most fun led in the gardening integrity. Absolutely. I was a merit badge counselor for Bird Study Merit Badge for many years and still am if they sign off on the badge for people who kids are working on it and boys are working on it. I love scouting. We support them every way we can. It's like of course the ironic thing with me, as far as I had a bunch of merit badges in scouts, and the one nature badge I didn't get was bird study, which is kind of ironic. And it turned out to be my true passion. Like I said, when I was that age, I was really into reptiles. So I love snakes and frogs and lizards, things like that, and mammals. But I always thought I wanted to be a fish biologist. Good, good. You get water out. It's so important, and that'll be for your bluebirds, wintering bluebirds. That unfrozen water is huge, and we have snakes as well. Excellent. I've never kept them as pets, except when I had to do it for Boy Scouts. There's my heated bird bath right there on the edge of the deck. Think I've seen bird. I'm trying to do my field of view to kind of maximize my look, but I also want you to see the birds up close, which you have to zoom in on. There's a lot of birds out in the trees. I don't know if there maybe is a sharp-shinned hawk or a Cooper's hawk somewhere close by, because they just all flushed, and they're being leery to come back in. So it makes me think there is a predator somewhere. And of course, the bravest bird of all, the chickadee's the first to return. They are the boldest little birds there are. They're smart, they're brave. Other birds let them fly in, and when they don't get eaten, then they'll come in behind them. There's a big hole down in there, I hear you. People ask all the time about birds eating snow. And there are birds that can, especially juncos, can eat snow, but unfortunately, it's a negative gain, as we call it, for a lot of birds, because the energy it takes to melt the snow negates the benefit they're getting from it a lot of times. That's why water is just so important. And another reason, I have a heated blue bow out. Yes, yes. Water is just critical. They have to have it. Now they do, like in plant matter, they can get moisture from a certain amount of moisture from plant matter and all, but they have to have hydration is just so important to all living things. Here they're coming. The house finches are definitely the dominant bird in this yard. A lot of juncos and the chickadees and the titmice and cardinals and blue jays have come in. The downy red-bellied woodpecker was in earlier, and now he goes to the feeder off to the right that we can't see. It's got Mark Snowy's blend in it, so it's got a lot of peanuts and a lot of sunflower hearts, and he's hanging and eating on that feeder. But this angle, I can't include that feeder very much. But truly, the star feeder is definitely this aspect here with the tube and the tray that has the Nutrisaf in it. They are just feeding heavily on that. And I did sprinkle some seed along the deck railing, and got the millet sprays on and under the table. The junco's back picking on the millet again. You can definitely tell the difference between the male house finches and the females. The males have the varying degrees of red, and the females are just the plain Janes, the gray, just gray striped birds that really have the very little distinguishing marks on them. Let's pan this way. Oh, there we go. There's a kind of a full view of what I'm seeing out my back door here. It's the junco on the railing there, and Morris. I put out 2 seed bell feeders, and it is is the go for the COVID. Good house. Black oil sunflower hearts in the mix. They love the sunflower hearts. That's for sure. The other thing that juncos are so good at that a lot of birds aren't, and that is finding seed or digging out seed in the snow, because that's where they live. For the most part, juncos are cold weather, snow environment. Oh, there's a downy woodpecker who just landed on the tree off to the right there. He's working his way up. He's not at the feeder just yet. He's hitching up the tree, as we say. There he comes around. Up, blue jay coming, got another peanut. He's pretty much gotten all my peanuts. I'm gonna have to put another load out there for him.
Yeah, they're doing distance learning today.
Central New York. Oh, good, Janine. Thank you for joining in. I'm glad you caught us live. I don't get to do this with the feeders that often. I was glad to get on this morning. That's good. I'm glad Santa got you a heated bird bath. That is a good Santa. You know, Santa brought us COVID this year. He was a bad Santa. So yeah, I can't tell you how many people, my real regular customers, will pull me out at some point and walk over and say, the best thing you ever talked me into buying was this heated bird bath. It is the game changer in my backyard. It is, especially conditions like this. I'm just hoping while we're alive, we'll catch a flock of bluebirds or even satyr waxwings or something coming to the bird bath. I know that a lot of them hit the baths early, and we weren't up super early this morning. So, plus filming conditions were so dark. It was so overcast and snowing this morning, so we couldn't really see it that very well. I know I sound like a broken record a lot of times when it comes to talking about the importance of water, but I just can't underplay that. Nice, 2 red tails. They're starting to flirt right now. The red tails in love, as we say. You'll see them paired up a lot, and they'll fly at each other and flip over on their backs and stuff. It's fun to watch. Ilana, I reckon.
Can you see the chickadee on the? No, never mind.
Yep. Melanie says hi.
Hi. Sorry.
Finally getting to watch you live.
Okay.
Upstate New York. Yes, we were traded a few emails recently, didn't we, Ilana? Welcome in. Are you guys having a storm up that way? I know. I think they're expecting a pretty big one. This one to move up the East Coast, and
Look.
I think our Rhode Island friend said something about 13 inches possible with this storm.
That friend in Boston had 14 inches this weekend.
Boston people, 14. I keep watching watching this downy woodpecker out in the trees. I don't know how well you can pick that up on the camera, but he's hitching around out there. But he hasn't seen him come over to the feeder. He must be finding something good to eat out there. Ooh, 60-mile-an-hour gusts this afternoon into central New York. Ooh, you add those kind of winds to a snowstorm, that's truly a blizzard condition. I know my daughter in South Carolina, and they're under tornado watch all day today. This colder air hitting that warm, moist here down there, they're expecting some severe weather, so Indiana's expecting some cold temps. Yep. Yes, you will when the stress goes up. And for you guys that thank you for tuning into the video last night that I posted. It certainly seemed like such a simple question, but I can't believe how many times I get asked that. You know, why feeders get so busy when it snows, and that video has been very well received, lots of views this morning. So thanks for all the support of the channel. It is certainly a labor of love, as we call it. I love doing it. Well, I think I'm going to turn it off for a little while. Here comes a blue jay looking for a peanut. I'm going to have to restock some food, and I need to get some breakfast. I haven't even getting hungry. I haven't even eaten, but I will be back on. I'm going to get back live on a little bit later, and watch for the channel to go live. And of course, you can always watch it afterwards, because they will stay up on the channel under the live section. So.
And comment replay if you're watching it on replay, so we know.
What?
Tell them to comment replay if they're watching it on the replay.
Oh yeah, you can always comment. Oh, you're welcome, Jane. Thanks for popping up. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. Anytime. I love doing it, and we will do more. So you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay warm, and we will be back with you later on this afternoon. And we'd always like to say, until then, come on, let's talk birds.